Hi there! Well, it's officially April, and we have more events from 1700 to 1775. Beginning with April 1st, 1700, English pranksters began popularizing the annual tradition of April Fool's Day by playing a practical pranks on one another. 1724, Henry Pelham becomes English Minister of War. Jonathan Swift publishes Drapier's Letters, a series of 7 pamphlets against a privately minted copper coinage. Swift saw this as inferior and corrupt. 1748, ruins of Pompeii are rediscovered by Spaniard Joaquin de Alcubierre. April 2nd, 1755, Commodore William James captures the pirate fortress of Suvarnabhumi on the west coast of India. 1767, King Charles III of Spain gives orders to expel the Jesuits from the Spanish Empire. April 3rd, 1721, Robert Walpole becomes the first Britain's Prime Minister as First Lord Treasury or Lord of the Treasury. Kind of like that came down as an insult. Not the Prime Minister, but the Lord of the Treasury. In 1764, Austrian Archduke crowned himself as Holy Roman Emperor Joseph II. April 4th, 1737, Anthony van Heim is installed as Dutch pension advisor. April 5th, 1722, Dutch navigator Jacob Roggeveen is the first European to discover Easter Island, or also known Rapa Nui, and return in the southeastern Pacific. 1739, France and Prussia form an alliance against Austria over the partitioning parts of the duchies of Jülich and Berg. 1751, Adolf Friedrich of Holstein-Gottorp crowns himself King of Sweden. 1753, British Parliament founds the British Museum. 1758, Pennsylvania, Mary Jameson is kidnapped by Seneca natives from her family farm. She lives with the Seneca tribe for the rest of her life after her capture. 1762, British forces take Grenada, West Indies from the French. 1764, British Parliament passes the sugar tax on the colonies. It is introduced by Minister George Grenville. 1768, the first Chamber of Commerce is formed in New York City. April 6, 1724, Thomas Pelham Holles becomes British Minister of Foreign Affairs. 1727, Denmark signs the Covenant of Hanover. 1748, excavation begins at the ancient Greco-Roman city of Pompeii, which was destroyed and buried 17 centuries later due to Mount Vesuvius's eruption. Everything was covered in ash and lava. 1757, British King George II dismisses Minister William Pitt, elder Secretary of State for the Southern Department. 1768, French explorer Louis Antoine de Bougainville's expedition arrives in Tahiti, claiming it for France, and naming it New Cythera, or Cythera. It's spelled with C, so 1772, Catherine the Great, Empress of Russia, ends the tax on men with beards, enacted by Tsar Peter the Great in 1698. April 7th, 1712, slave revolt in New York, killed 6 white men, 21 African Americans are executed as a result, as punishment. 1720, British Parliament passes the Declaratory Act, establishing supremacy of the English House of Lords over the Irish Parliament. April 7, 1724, Jonathan Sebastian Bach's St. John Passion premieres on Good Friday at St. Nicholas Church in Leipzig, the Electorate of Saxony, another German state. When the Holy Roman Empire wasn't exactly unified, it was just cut up into different princedoms. 1739, the notorious highway and horse thief Dick Turpin is hanged at York for stealing of horses. April 8, 1730, Congregation Shearith Israel opens the first North American synagogue in New York City on Mill Street in Lower Manhattan. 1759, British troops chase the French out of Masulipatam in India. 1766, London watchmaker wins patent for fire escape, which is a wicker basket on a pulley and chain to bring you down from the fire or from the second floor or third floor. 1767, Ayutthaya Kingdom falls to the Burmese invaders in southeastern Asia. April 9th, 1731, British mariner Robert Jenkins' ear is cut off by Spanish Guardia Costa in the Caribbean, later catalyst for the war between Britain and Spain. 1747, Scottish Jacobite leader Lord Lovat is beheaded for treason in London, England. 1768, John Hancock refuses to allow 2 British customs agents go below the deck of his ship. It's considered the first act of resistance towards the British. 1772, the philosopher and mathematician Jean Baptiste Le Rond de Albert becomes permanent secretary of the French Academy of the Sciences. April 10th, 1710, first law regulating copyright is issued in Great Britain. 1741, War of the Austrian Succession. Russia defeats Austria in the Battle of Malwitz. April 11th, 1713, Great Britain, Spain, Netherlands, Prussia, Savoy, an Italian state, Portugal, and France agree to the Treaty of Utrecht. France cedes the maritime provinces in North America to Britain. 1750, Jack Slack retains champion of England boxing title, beats the Frenchman Jean Petit in 7 rounds in Harleston, England. It's acknowledged as the first international prize fight in history of Europe. Well, that's all for now. You have a good one. Bye.